Welcome to the second video of Academic Essentials. In this video, we are going to talk about what is academic integrity and why it is important for you as a student. The agenda for today is very simple. First, we will introduce you to the concept of academic integrity. What is it? Secondly, we will have a discussion on why it is important for you as a student and for Vin University as a community. Finally, we will give you some guidelines on how to properly practice academic integrity and avoid misconducts. To help you understand the definition of academic integrity, I will give you a very simple metaphor. Imagine you sign up for a marathon. But since you are not a professional athlete, you are falling behind on the race. You are losing. Suddenly, a friend suggests that she could drive you all the way to the finish line on her motorcycle. This is cheating. However, no one would ever find out, and you would win. Will you accept the offer? Now, I'm sure for most of you, the choice is no. I'm not cheating, even if it helps me win. That's good. That's fair. But consider another scenario. Now, let's say you've actually won the marathon. Before the race, your friend helps you practice running every day. Now, would it be fair if you do not mention her in your thank you speech? Again, for most of you, the answer is yes, of course I'd mention her in my thank you speech. I'm going to acknowledge her for her support before the race. Because of her, I have my victory today. That's true. That's the right thing to do. But what does all this have to do with academic integrity? Actually, that metaphor is very similar to the definition of academic integrity. Academic integrity is the commitment and demonstration of honest and moral behavior in an academic setting. To put it simply, academic integrity requires you to acknowledge the contribution of other people. For example, if someone helped you with your paper, you should acknowledge them. Mention them in your thank you speech. In circumstances where such support is not allowed, for example, you are taking an exam and the instructor says very clearly not to seek outside support. In those cases, you do not use it or seek for it. That is academic integrity and is very similar to the marathon. You do not accept the offer to ride the motorbike because that is cheating. Everyone else has to run. But if you have been helped before the race happens, you also need to acknowledge that help received from other people. So, what does academic integrity in the university looks like? At Vin University, having integrity means that you believe in and make sure your behaviors are up to standard with our principles. For example, if you are doing homework, you need to do it on your own, even when your friends offer help. If you are writing a paper, you need to write it on your own, as well as properly cite all your sources. We will talk more about citation in the next few slides, as well as other videos, so don't worry. If you are doing a test, you need to do it on your own without the help of textbooks, friends, or the internet, unless stated otherwise by your professor. And this is hard to do, but you need to report on the people you suspect to have committed cheating. This might be hard considering that those people can be your friends, but you need to do it to ensure the integrity of our learning community. So, why do we put such emphasis on academic integrity here at Vin University? At Vin University, we are a university of excellence and intellectual community. Therefore, we do not accept academic dishonesty. Dishonesty in the academic setting ruins trust, devalues our degree, and most importantly, ruins your purpose of being here to learn. And cheating ruins the process of learning. Your learning is no longer valid. It is no longer yours because you have committed cheating. However, we understand that cheating can be tempting. And the reward is obvious. You can get better grades, go for higher GPA without trying hard. So, why shouldn't we cheat? Here are a few things to keep in mind. Cheating is practically stealing. Using the intellectual work of someone else without their agreement or without acknowledging them is no different from physical stealing. Cheating is unfair. Imagine you have spent all night studying for an exam only to get lower grades than someone who did not study at all because they cheated. Would you be angry? Of course you would. So, cheating is unfair to the community of students who put effort in studying and deserved a better grade. Cheating is counterproductive. For example, if you cheat in your midterm exam, you may lose the knowledge that might be needed for your final or your graduation paper, or you might need it in your professional work life. You will forever lose the knowledge that should have belonged to you. So, cheating can have very long-term consequences. Cheating can also ruin your relationship with professors and peers. If you are ever caught cheating, you risk losing self-respect and the respect your teacher and peers have given you. Those can be really hard to gain back. In general, cheating is not worth the risk. The more you cheat, the more likely you can get caught. And if you get caught, the consequences can be severe. So, what are some of the ways you can avoid misconducts related to academic integrity? There are a few tips that you can use. For example, anticipate situations where you might be tempted to cheat. This can be the night before your final exam or before you have an important paper due. In order to do this, you need to plan your work in advance and know where you can get assistance so you don't freak out and choose cheating as an alternative. While doing your work, you need to keep track of all your sources. For your assignment, you can use Google Keep to keep track of all the links, know where you can get certain information, and cite them properly. You need to understand the different kinds of academic integrity misconducts. We will talk about this in the next video. If you ever feel unsure whether this is considered cheating or not, talk to your professor. So, what are the things you cannot do? You cannot justify cheating just because it's a minor assignment. Even if that assignment is only worth 10% of your grade, it is still considered cheating. You cannot seek support from unauthorized resources. For example, you cannot hire someone to write your paper for you. You cannot cite poorly, meaning if you cannot just write the name of the author without formatting properly. And if you are ever unsure whether you have crossed an ethical line, you need to talk to your professor for advice. And if you witness misconduct, you have to speak up instead of staying silent. So, that is all about academic integrity and the ways you can avoid misconduct. Thank you.